Hi, and welcome to the Daily Streak, where we analyze the most intriguing streak for the cash props of the day. My name's Steve DeBerry.
And I'm Jay Craney. Welcome. Today on the Streak, there's a lot of intriguing props. We've got 4 for you. We've also got a nice segment you're going to want to stay tuned for, which is called Charles's Pick of the Day. First up, morning soccer match between Newcastle and Chelsea. Steve, what do you got? We have Newcastle win, draw, lose by 1, or Chelsea win by 2+. Steve, take it away.
Well, I'm going to give you...
Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers. That's a little too early for a beer for me. I'm sticking with my coffee, but
Thanks, one of us.
I'm going to start with a couple of facts and stats for you, okay? Well, first of all, Newcastle just lost to Wigan. By how many, Jake? Do you know?
4.
4-0 to Wigan. You know what Wigan's doing right now?
I don't want to know.
No, they're fighting off relegation. That's what they're doing, okay?
Yeah.
So you got a team at the bottom of the table, comes in, crushes a team at the top of the table. That sort of tells you a little bit of Newcastle's form right now. Chelsea, okay, won 6-1 over the weekend. Also took down the giant that we know of as Barcelona in the Champions League. And when you do that in a two-leg type setting, it's not a fluke, right?
No.
I mean, Barcelona controlled most of those 2 games, but it definitely wasn't a fluke. Chelsea's playing at home. Chelsea's only lost 1 game out of their last 16. Lost 1 game out of their last 16, including Champions League. Both teams, the big key here is this is a big game, because both teams are fighting for that 4th spot. They're trying to take down the Spurs and get that 4th coveted spot to qualify for all of the Champions League type stuff next season.
Yep.
We know Chelsea has a couple injuries on defense. We know Chelsea has the FA Cup final this weekend, but I've said Chelsea 100 times, so you can tell who I'm going with.
I think you're going Chelsea, and I have kind of the same stats and facts as you, I just interpret them a different way. First of all, you looked at Newcastle's current form as their last game, which was an aberration. The previous 6 games, they've scored a ton of goals and won them all. They're in excellent form. They just kind of overlooked Wigan. Now, they're also, like you said, fighting for that 4th spot. Chelsea, we both know, you just said it, they beat Barcelona. I mean, that's huge. And you attribute that to them playing well and getting confidence. And I kind of look at it the other way, is they'll be a little bit overconfident. They'll maybe be resting players for that FA Cup final. If they do get up a goal, they might just sit on it. And I think that Newcastle, will be focused and sharp after that loss. I think giving them a goal cushion is easy choice, Newcastle.
Next up on the slate, let's talk about the Orioles-Yankees matchup. It's the progressive matchup of the day tomorrow. It's always is exciting.
Pumped up for that.
Yes.
Means nothing.
So, this is a straight-up who will win this matchup prop. Who do you got, Jake?
Yankees all the way. All the way. I think it's on there because Baltimore has been surprisingly strong and they have a 14-9 record. But now they're kind of running into the beef of their early schedule where they play a bunch of good teams in a row, so we get to kind of see what they're made of. They're starting Arrieta, who's been pretty terrible in his last 2 starts, and Ivan Nova is like Ubaldo Jimenez a couple years ago, where just nobody can figure him out yet. He's won 15 straight starts. There's no reason to go against him at home. There's absolutely no reason. You'd have to be crazy to take the Orioles straight up.
Yep. So, fun fact about Arrieta is he ruined my W10 last week.
Oh, that's why you hate him.
That's why I don't like him. I don't like him in this matchup, especially going against the bats of the Yankees at home. Nova, Ivan Nova is 3-0 this year. He's got a 5.1 ERA, which is mostly from his last outing against Detroit because they lit him up. But outside of that, he's pitched pretty well. Not like the form he was in last year, but he's getting there, and he will get there.
Steve, quick quiz. Other than Arrieta, name a player on the Orioles.
Does Brady Anderson still play for them?
I don't think so. There's your answer right there. Yankees.
Cal Ripken Jr.? No? Alright, so we're both going Yankees there?
Yeah.
Alright, and that's, again, the progressive matchup of the day.
Very strong confidence in that.
Where do you want to go next?
Why don't we go to the NBA playoffs?
All right.
Interesting matchup so far between the Dwight Howard-less Magic and the Pacers. I've got some thoughts on this. I'm kind of conflicted. You go first.
All right, this is another straight up who will win this matchup. Series tied 1-1. However, the Pacers have controlled the series. They looked pretty good in that first game, had a late collapse. They don't have a lot of playoff experience outside of David West, and I think that took its toll at the end of game 1. What they do have, though, is they have size, and when you're playing it on the road in the playoffs, and you don't have to rely on outside shooting, you can rely on going inside, it's a great formula, great recipe for success. The Magic don't have an answer for David West. Their prove Dwight wrong mentality that I think they've had, because I feel like that locker room's pro Stan Van Gundy and thinks Dwight's a baby, but that's just my outside of reading and following the situation's view.
All right.
And I feel like when he went down and they knew they weren't going to have him for the rest of the season, they had an attitude of, we want to prove everyone wrong that we can still play with Dwight, we can still win without Dwight. I think that's wearing off. The Pacers just basically been the better team in this series, and I think I'm going to go with, I know I'm going with them on the road, and I think they're going to pull it off.
Okay. I understand completely your reasoning for everything. I think if I had to pick this matchup 10 times, I might pick the Pacers 6 times, but I'm going to pick the Magic in a little mini upset on this one. I just more and more get the feeling that the Eastern Conference is the Heat and the Bulls and a bunch of other teams.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the Pacers are a huge 3-seed favorite in this one. They have no experience. They're on the road. The Magic crowd will be all pumped up for the first game. I think the Magic can sneak this game out with Ryan Anderson playing well, and then Pacers probably go on to win the series. But I'm taking the Magic at home.
Okay. I think both of us can agree this isn't a game that we would risk too high of a streak on.
I wouldn't risk a 1 on this game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put a 1 on this.
I think many people are going to stay away from this game. It's pretty evenly matched, and you just don't know what you're getting with each team right now. It's sort of like the Derrick Rose-less Bulls. You don't know what you're going to get with that.
Exactly.
So that's games you want to stay away from. No one's got too big of a streak because we're only on May 2nd is today. So at most you're risking a W5 on it, but I won't even risk that. There's better choices out there.
Yep.
But I'm going Pacers, you're going Magic. All right, last matchup of the day we're going to talk about before we get to a couple other special segments is the Rangers at the Capitals. Who you got?
NHL playoffs. I'm taking the Caps.
All right.
Taking the Caps at home. Again, playoff hockey. Toss-up. Do not risk any big streak on this game. People keep taking the Rangers because they're the #1 seed. But look what happened in Vancouver.
Are you calling me a sheep because I'm about to take the Rangers?
He's a little bit of a sheep, yeah. It's a toss-up. I mean, you throw something at a wall and see what sticks in the NHL playoffs. It's very fickle. You know, things turn on a dime. Games turn on a dime. You know, you slip a goal in there, and all of a sudden you're in control. I think the Caps and the Kings are probably the 2 hottest teams in the NHL right now. Maybe the Coyotes, throw them in there. But I'm taking the hot team at home, crapshoot, go for it.
Let me throw some numbers at you, Jake.
Oh,
First, let's start
guy.
with the Capitals.
He does this.
The Capitals in their last series, the record at home was 1-2. Not very telling stat, right?
Crapshoot, it's hockey.
It's hockey. In the Capitals' last 8 home games, including the playoffs, they're 4-4. Nothing too convincing. Okay. The Rangers in their last 8 road games are 6-2. Okay, and that was playing against teams like the Penguins, the Flyers, Winnipeg Jets. There are 3 games against the Senators. So that's not playing. Those playing good teams, right? Didn't have a soft schedule to end the year. 6-2 in their last 8 road games, averaging 3 goals per game in that span. They have no problem scoring on the road. I actually think they prefer to go on the road.
Washington's got a very, very hot goalie.
I don't.
Subtracting.
Yeah, because I don't agree with this play. Because I don't think he's been that hot. All right, he may be a good-looking guy, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you like, Jake. But
All right, well, let's take a little bit of a break. We're going to get Charles set up for his pick of the day segment, which is going to be probably better advice than we will ever give you. And then we'll finish up with our picks of the day. We'll be right back.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this. Hi, and welcome back to the Daily Streak. We're moving right along into our next segment, which we like to refer to as Charles's pick of the day. Jake, you want to tell them what we're in store for?
Absolutely. Well, you guys are about to meet our roommate Charles. He's a very avid sports fan. He recently slept through the Man City and Man U game. Basically, what we're going to do is he's going to have one matchup of the day, and we're going to see how he does. We're going to track his progress. So, basically, let's get Charles on out here.
Charles, say hi to the world.
Charles? So what Charles will be picking today, Charles, if we could stay still. Remember we talked about having a professional broadcast. So what Charles is going to do today is he's going to pick the Los Angeles Clippers 3-point margin prop against the Grizzlies. So the first treat,
all right,
put over there will signify the Grizzlies with the margin.
We're going to have two treats every day. One on the left, one on the right. The one over here that you're going to see is going to be for the Grizzlies. The one over here is going to be for the Clippers.
You got to stop feeding this dog crack before he comes on.
All right, you ready, Chuck? Which one are you going after? I'm very scared that he's going to fly off the table, but let's see how this works. Which one are you going after first?
Grizzlies or Clippers?
Oh, it's the Grizzlies. It's both, but it's the Grizzlies.
It's the Grizzlies. Thank you, Charles.
So much, Charles. So now we're tracking your progress. Your goal is to go 30-0 this month and really show the world what you're all about. Let's take another quick break and we'll come back with our locks and some other experts' locks of the day. All right, welcome back to the Daily Streak for our final segment of the day. This is the Daily Lock section. Okay?
Lock it up.
This is what we're going to do. Every day you're going to hear locks from myself, Jake, a couple other guests we're going to have on as the show rolls on. You'll probably be hearing from some very prominent streakers out there. What the basis and the premise of the lock of the day is what you would risk a W10 or higher on. Okay, right now no one's going to have a W10, but this lock should be something that you have confidence that if you have a W10 or higher, that's the game you're going with that day.
Gotcha.
May come a time in the month where we say there's nothing that I'm risking my W10 on tomorrow. There's nothing out there that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But being as knowledgeable as we are, I hope we don't get to that point. But with that in mind, we're going to start with our guest pick of the day. It comes from Chris DeBerry. He's related to me. He's my younger brother. He's a very avid streaker. He has a 22-4 soccer record to his name for the month of March. So he's an expert in soccer. And the reason I say that is because the game that he likes and he's got confidence in tomorrow is Barcelona 3+ goals.
Okay.
The big reasoning for that was Pep just announced his retirement. He's only got a couple games left with Barcelona.
I would certainly never pick against Barcelona.
No, that's good advice. You got Messi chasing the scoring title against Ronaldo. They don't have much to play for except for stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So he feels like they're going to come out firing on all cylinders and win one for
the Pep.
The Gipper, as they say.
Yes, gotcha.
Jake, who do you got as your lock of the day?
My lock of the day, I was tempted to go Yankees, but I know I just got done saying how hockey's a crapshoot, but I'm going to put my lock of the day on the Nashville Predators beating the Coyotes. And not only am I going against my hockey thing, I am also going against the fact that I did the exact same thing last month with the Vancouver Canucks,
that you did.
And I lost my W10 on that.
That you did.
But you've got a home playoff hockey team, down 2-0, backs against the wall. You've got to figure they'll find a way to come up with a win. I'm going to put that in as my lock of the day.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick, but going with the Yankees.
Yeah,
I think
like it.
The pitching matchup it's there. We talked about it before, but I'm going with the Yankees.
Perfect. Love it.
So that's our show for Wednesday, May 2nd. Good luck today and happy streaking. Everyone enjoy, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.